It feels so bizarre that I went an entire NFL regular season without talking about the #1 overall pick in a single video. And we're not going to talk about his entire season because that is going to be a massive video I'm going to make early this offseason. But we do need to talk about yesterday because Trevor Lawrence saved his best for last and crushed the hopes and dreams of every man, woman, and child in the state of Indiana. He did have his best game of the entire season, so we need to talk about it. And so we're going to talk about what he did good, what he did bad in the Colts game, and again, not about any other games this season. So if you want to watch a full season breakdown, be on the lookout this offseason. But without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into the specific plays, I just kind of want to go over an overarching theme. That was Trevor Lawrence's ability yesterday to complete high percentage passes. He was coming in at almost the league's worst 58.9% completion percentage. Well, yesterday it was all the way up at 71.9, and it had to do a lot of throws like these, just underneath, take the checkdowns. Even when you have a clean pocket, be able to step up, dump it off to your running back, get positive plays. This is only his second game all season where he threw a touchdown and didn't throw an interception. Against the Dolphins was the other one, another win. And so we see a trend. He was able to protect the football, have high percentage passes, and only took 1 sack. So he was just making positive plays all day. So let's get into the specific plays now. So the first play we're going to look at, I hope doesn't seem all that counterintuitive because I absolutely loved how Trevor Lawrence was able to protect the ball with all these high percentage throws, but when he took his shots, they were calculated shots. So right now, he's going to get a really clean pocket. It's going to be 2nd and 4, and that's huge right now. And so if you're looking right now, you're going to see a guy in the flats and his running back right here about to attack the flats. I would say regularly, if this was 1st and 10 or if this was 3rd and short, I would say take this, take the positive yards and live to see another play. But it's 2nd and 4. Even if you don't get it, it's going to be a 3rd and manageable. And so I really like this shot right here. And look, he's looking off the safety to the right, sees the left, sees the one-on-one matchup. And realistically, this is a ball that isn't going to get intercepted, okay? This really isn't a risk. It's either going to be a DPI, his receiver's going to catch it, or it's going to harmlessly fall to the floor. You're going to live to see 3rd and short. Again, he puts a perfect ball on him right here, and unfortunately, it just doesn't connect. So it seems weird that the first play I'm showing you is going to be a miss, but this is what I loved from him. This is where he didn't look like a rookie because you're not going to be able to dink and dunk all day. The defense can just play you a certain way. You got to know when to take your shots. He saw a clean pocket. He saw a matchup he liked, and he went after. I love this. This showed a lot more maturity than I think he showed all season long. And another thing I think he did a really good job at is he showed a lot of pace on his balls. I think sometimes he can just go in and try and throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, especially over the middle. You have to emphasize being accurate over anything else. So on this play, we're going to see a play action. He's going to drop back, and he's going to find his receiver over the middle of the field. But look at all these Colts jerseys, okay? He's going to step into this throw, and then he's going to make it. But look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, I would say 5 receivers or 5 defensive players in the vicinity. So this ball has to be spot on. And if we watch this again, we're going to see him drop back. A little spoiler or something I really don't like. Look at where his left foot is. He's going to stride into this a full yard. I think he can tend to overstride a little bit and he try to put too much on the ball over the middle. But look at the pace on this throw. Just nice and soft. Make sure it's accurate. Make sure it's going to get there in time. I absolutely love this play because it showed a lot of control. And this is where he had a lot of interceptions this year where he tried to rifle it in over the middle in these tight windows they had no business throwing in. It would get deflected, it would get dropped, and it would get picked off. Again, maybe not his fault, but it made his receiver get a very catchable ball. And this play just shows all the confidence in the world that he has in himself. And I think a lot of times in games, he wouldn't have all this confidence because he's trying to shake off 1 or 2 or 3 interceptions and trying to get over it. But they're about to go into halftime. They have a 7-point lead right now. He's feeling really good, but they know they need to get points of some kind. He has a mental clock in his head, but he's going to throw this ball. This ball, if he doesn't have the confidence of where he's going to place this ball at, this is going to be a 98-yard pick 6. But he has the confidence in his arm and in his receiver to put it in the absolute perfect spot. There's no way he can jump this. If he tried to laser in there, maybe the DB can cut underneath it, but the way he was able to put this right here, and again, 2nd time out of 3 plays, the receiver drops it, but that is a touchdown. This shows so much confidence. This shows a lot of awareness with the time. He knows he didn't have any timeout, so again, he was just probably going to try and put it out of bounds. If it wasn't, you cannot be sacked in the field of play, so he knows he has to throw it. This was a perfect ball ball, and it would have been huge. But again, I absolutely love that they took their 3. I know there's all this analytics of everything going on. Shout out Brandon Staley if you watched that game last night. Probably expect a video on that coming out soon. But again, I love that they took their points. They controlled the pace of the game, and they always had a lead. And before we get into this next play, I actually want to talk about that for one more second, because even the announcers before going to halftime were saying that they probably should have went for the touchdown and gone up 17-3, or just make it 10-3 going into halftime. But I love how the Jaguars approached this, because they felt out the game. They saw how it was going. Carson Wentz was not having his best game, and they were winning the time of possession. They had more first downs. They were better on third down. They had more yards. Carson Wentz at the end of the game took 6 sacks compared to Trevor Lawrence's 1. They had a lot more positive going for them. Their defense was playing really, really well. And if you don't think the Colts were playing hard, this was for their playoff hopes. They were playing as hard as they could, and Jacksonville read the pace of the game. They said, okay, and now it's 16-3 when we go into this next play. It's 16-3 with 3 field goals. Yes, they could have been more aggressive. They could have said, yes, we don't have anything to lose. We're going to get the number 1 overall pick. If my Lions didn't absolutely punt it away by beating the Packers, I'm sorry. Congratulations, Jags fans. But this is what I really, really enjoyed from Trevor Lawrence. And then you get plays like this. Now you're taking all your field goals. You're being patient. You get a really shitty snap. You have Kari Willis coming off the edge, which is kind of cool. I played against him in high school. But he's able to make plays like this. Plays like this is where, like, that's the number 1 overall pick. And I don't think this would happen. I really, really don't believe a play like this would happen. He'd have the confidence to make this throw if he's putting the ball in harm's way. Let's say he has 1 or 2 interceptions at this point. Let's say this game is 10-13 if they didn't take this 1 field goal and he had a pick 6 or something like that. But when he has the confidence with the lead right here, he can go out and make these plays. And this is what Jags fans should be excited about going into next season, because you have a guy, you don't have the toxic environment anymore. He's going to be able to go out and make plays like this. And now we saw he can put a full game together where he's going to go out and protect the football, have a completion percentage over 70%, and go out and get a win when it's really needed against a much better team. And this is going to be towards the end of the game. This is probably going to be the last positive play we're going to look at, but I absolutely love this. The Jaguars were kind of doing their thing all game, being conservative, taking yards when they could, but now they're going for it on 4th and 2. They said, we're going to put the game away right now. And I know we're up 15. It's a 2-possession score, but weirder things have happened, but we're just going to end it right now. And what Trevor Lawrence does is, I absolutely love this, because we saw this a little bit this season, but he said, I want the ball in my hands. I'm going to make the right read, and I'm going to go get this for us. And so even though the Colts' hope was kind of dead for this game, Trevor Lawrence said, no, it's going to be done right now. He goes in there. This is a huge run. This is a leadership run. You can see Marvin Jones right there. He loves it. They just got a huge win. I absolutely love this carry for him. The team rallied around him right after this, because this was a massive win, and Trevor Lawrence wanted the ball in his hands to end the game. I respect that so much. So that was very positive, a lot of praise for the Jaguars, and it could have kind of gone the opposite way if I talked from the Colts' perspective, how they kind of blew this game and let the Jaguars dominate them in the way they did. But we are going to go over one more play of something that I think Trevor Lawrence, things like this, just the small things. And again, if you want to watch the full season breakdown, that's going to be coming in the offseason. I'm already starting working out right now, but it's going to be a massive, long video. I cannot wait. But things like this, he just needs to clean up. So this is going to be a 3rd and 10, and so you've seen me give gratitude and appreciation for 2 drops on this. This play is actually going to go really well, but I'm going to criticize it, okay? So it's 3rd and 10. What's wrong with this pocket right here? Tell me what's wrong with this pocket right here. Why does it feel like he needs to escape out to the right? And I know he's going to make this throw out to the right, but this is just a really, really bad habit to get into. This was early on in the game, but you're right here. No one's within 4 or 5 yards of you. Plant your feet. You see the guy that's going to be open. Plant your feet, set your feet, make a good throw. He was able to complete this on the run and pick up the first down. So it's like weird that I'm trying to criticize it, but this is not a good habit that you can get into. You want to go with the better consistent play. You're going to be more accurate when your feet are set, and you have to enjoy, because with this offensive line, you're not always going to have a clean pocket, but when you do, recognize it and take advantage of it. Don't make it worse, because now his right tackle hates him, or his right guard hates him, because he's putting the defensive player right into him. It's making him look bad, even though he was set up to make a really nice block. So again, I do recognize it's so weird I haven't talked about Trevor Lawrence all season. Be ready for that video to come out. But this was a game I was so impressed with, especially because there was almost nothing to win. It actually hurt the Jaguars' chances for getting the #1 overall pick if they got the win, and the Colts needed a win. So I just thought going into this game, this was going to be a blowout. I love that they have more pride than that. The whole shitty season that they had with everything going on with Urban Meyer was an absolute wreck. To go out there and win this for themselves and for Trevor Lawrence's confidence moving forward that, hey, I'm your guy, I'm your #1 pick. There's been a lot of questions if I'm the right guy, if I'm a bust. We're going to talk about that later. But I absolutely loved how he went out and put a full game together on display and showed a lot of great characteristics that I really hadn't been seeing all season, or glimpses here and there, but he put it all together in one game to get the huge win. But let me know what you guys think, and make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Comment down below what you think about Trevor Lawrence in this game, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for checking out the channel, and as always, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace!